guys, Erik from USA Kilts here, and I'm here with some of the guys from Kilmaine Saints, and we're going to talk a little bit about where they're at, where they've been, and where they're going. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
John Heller, bass, bagpipes, and co-founder.
I'm Erik. I play guitar, lead guitar, electric guitar. They just brought me in because I filled in for a bunch of shows, and I guess that worked out all right for them, so then they said that I could stay.
They gave you an honorary membership or something?
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
I officially joined at the beginning of this year.
I'm Rich. I play banjo, mandolin, acoustic, bass, anything with strings pretty much.
And bazooka, how do you say that? Bazoo?
I don't play the bouzouki. That's the one I stay away from.
So not anything with strings.
Right.
Almost anything with
Called
strings.
me out on that.
Okay. Just curious.
These guys actually brought me in on a Craigslist ad.
No way.
Yep.
Really?
4 years ago.
That kind of dovetails with what I wanted to mention first, was that this is the 10th year the band has been in existence. 10-year anniversary, and this will mean different things to each of you, but John, 10 years, is it weird? Is it a milestone that you thought you'd reach? I mean, I'm used to bands that they start and like 2 or 3 years out, they're done.
Right.
You know. Right. They're just they fizzled or irreconcilable differences or whatever. So what has it been like?
It's been a blast. This band literally started it was an offshoot of a pipe and drum band a bunch of us played in. Mm-hmm. And every March people hand you drinks and food. Mm-hmm. And Mike and I, the former drummer, said we should do this all year. There wasn't anybody at the time in our area around Harrisburg doing the dropkick kind of Celtic punk stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's how the Kilmaine Saints started. And I still remember coming home and telling my wife, "Do you mind if I play in another part-time band? We probably won't play a whole lot."
A side hobby, you know. It's just something.
And
to
it
do.
just exploded. It kind of speaks volumes to just playing something because you want to play it, not because you have an agenda. We didn't start out to make albums or play festivals or do any of that. It just sort of happened. So looking back on 10 years has kind of been, it's amazing. You know, I never would have planned any of this.
And for the rest of you, what does it feel like with the band reaching 10 years?
It's awesome to be a part of. I mean, when I came in, they were already pretty established, so it was kind of walking into not only a band, but a business. Like the whole structure was there.
Okay.
So it was really an eye-opener for me, stepping in from playing the clubs and bars before that. So being part of the 10 years is just, it's awesome to be a part of it.
Are you allowed to say you're professional when you're a punk band? I mean, that doesn't sound right somehow. And how about you, Erik? This is cool, weird, surreal?
It's all very surreal for me because I've been playing in bands for years, and you know, and all my bands have always been, like you said, you know, 2-3 years and they're done because you can't get along. So I got to jump into this band after they've been together for 10 years, and it's basically like a huge head start for me. You know, like I go from playing dive bars to playing big festivals because these guys liked me and enough to let me in their band.
Gorge.
So that's where I'm at right now. I'm just, he's glad for 10 years. I'm just trying to make it to the end of 1 year, you know, without getting fired.
You're still on probation.
We're watching you, buddy. So none of us, this isn't full time. We all have jobs and kids, and so every year's been a little different.
My wife's super supportive. I have a 1.5-year-old son at home, so he came in the middle of me being in the band, so that's changed things a little bit, but she's still awesome with everything.
Now you've got the Ireland thing coming up, right?
So we're looking to go in April 18th through the 25th.
Okay.
We're linked up with Hammond Tours, who does a whole lot of bands, so they got this thing down. We go there for a week, Saturday through Saturday. We're inviting all our fans to come along.
Cool.
So we're trying to get a whole busload over there and watch us play, watch us drink, have a good time.
What places are you going to be hitting, like towns or whatever?
We are in Dublin, Galway, and Killarney.
That's awesome.
And some stops in between. I think there's going to be a little day trip to Kilmaine.
You think?
We're going to make that happen.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah, I should probably consider that, yeah. It's the Kilmaine Saints, not just Kilmaine Saints, or is it just Kilmaine Saints?
Technically just Kilmaine Saints.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so tell me about how'd you guys settle on the name?
So it was no one's first choice, but it ranked high for everyone. So this is in the part where we thought we were just playing at bars,
Gotcha.
for fun, and somebody booked us before they heard us, and we were like, oh shoot, we need a name. So at the time, there was a guy, Steve Murphy. He's not in the band anymore. He played pipes and whistle and accordion. And he had some family from Kilmaine, and we had looked it up, and it was this tiny little town, but it still supported 4 pubs, and we thought, I would live there. That sounds like where we would be from.
There you go.
And there you go.
That's it?
So yeah.
What do you feel is your most popular song or the most fun to play?
It's Saints Are Up for me. It's got the name of the band right in the song. And everybody kind of yell along and throw a hand in the air.
Okay.
That's always a strong one.
Okay, cool.
I'm pretty partial to the newest, the McGowan's Wake. That we just put that one together.
Ah, boy, that's tough.
It's like choosing your favorite child, right?
Yeah, or I mean, sometimes it.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah. They clearly know. My kids are watching this. I feel like it changes. It's somewhat like for favorite song or one I most like to play, because sometimes you play them straight for 3 years and go, oh, I never want to play it again.
Yeah.
I'd probably go to Whiskey Blues and Faded Tattoos. Maybe partially because I co-wrote it. That's still high up there for me.
But that's pretty new. That's pretty recent, right?
Last album. Or yeah, maybe McGowan's Wake is high on my list though. That's been fun to finally get out.
Cool. And what do you think the audience thinks where do you get the strongest audience reaction from?
Saints Are Up definitely does well. Some of our covers have been doing pretty well.
Yes.
We do an Ace of Spades cover now.
Some of the older songs, I can't address the new ones as nicely, but is there a historical interest in the band? Or, this is mostly at you because your track record, but is it because it's local? Is it because it's a local Irishman? Or is it...
I mean, there's a definite draw to... It's cool to write Irish tunes, but, we've obviously all been born and grew up here. Mm-hmm. So when you can pull from that, there's a ton of Irish local tradition from people that came over that fought in Civil War and other things, or Paradise Square in New York City. So there's a ton of stuff to pull from. There's some crazy stories,
Is that, do you think that's important?
For me, at a personal level, I like that connection because you're going to your history and not just writing Irish songs just to be Irish.
I think there's some argument in the band whether or not we're even a punk band.
Yeah, I've always felt...
How do you view yourselves?
I feel like we straddle that line somewhat.
I see some of the influences. I came more from the punk background than the Irish background. So that's kind of what I brought in and where I come from. So I definitely vote for the punk aspect of things.
Wow.
But I do like the acoustic aspect and just adding all the different instruments to make it interesting.
I'm the rock and roll guy. As long as I'm in the band, I'm gonna stand against any mellowing out folk banding.
Cool.
I don't like turning my guitar down.
Right on.
I've loved from the beginning so there were 8 of us when this started, and you're just a mix of people. Mm-hmm. And I've loved how that's all come together and gelled, or sometimes not even gelled, but in a good way.
Okay.
Because we were never just a straight up punk band. We were never just a rock band. We were never just a folk band. So you get a flavor of how everybody's writing and thinking.
So we just try to do what we do and what people gravitate toward, whether it's the history stuff or whether it's the drinking and whiskey stuff. We throw it out there and people enjoy it, whether they're young or old.
Yeah, I look down at the crowds and it's a very well-rounded mix. You go to one of these festivals and it's like you take a perfect sample from anywhere in the festival and just put them right in front of us, and that's who's there.
That's great.
You kids, old ladies, they're all there.
You're reaching a whole community. Is it easier now than it was 10 years ago to get into the community and have an audience? When you think about Harrisburg, you don't really think about a huge music scene. Okay,
Right, there isn't.
Yeah. Okay.
We had a hard time. Everybody wants cover bands.
Okay.
So we had a hard time getting a foothold, and then a hard time expanding because you're not starting in a big market.
Gotcha.
But once we got into more the festival and Celtic community, it's been overwhelming how supportive it is. I mean, even other bands, I never would have got that in the whole punk scene. You hold on to that, you don't share that. And it's been like that from day one. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So there's a kind of a brotherhood in the Celtic music scene.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
cool. Given that we're talking about that, the scene seems to be going pretty well right now, and you guys have younger people in your audience, and there's some younger bands out there. There is definitely younger people getting into it. What would your advice be to the kids out there who want to start a band or want to get into this mess, get into this insanity?
I think if the Saints have taught me anything, it's that if you can get into a space where you're in a band and playing just because you want to be doing it, do that, and a lot of stuff will fall into place. Obviously, get it talking how do you book and what's a good. But any other band I've been in before this, it was trying to make something happen, and it wasn't all just for the fun of doing it.
Yeah.
And that to me has been a world of difference with how this whole band has been approached, and the way it's so easy to get your music out there.
I was gonna say it's easier now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, just
social media has really changed everything.
So yeah, Spotify. I mean, can we find you on Spotify easily? Would it just plug in the band name?
Kilmaine Saints and Spotify. And
awesome.
Take you right to it.
And you guys have a large Facebook presence, I think, right? Okay. How'd you decide to do the acoustic EP?
Well, yeah, 2 summers ago, 3 summers ago, doesn't matter. We had a string of shows where the power kept going out,
Nice.
or like a thunderstorm rolled in and we couldn't play for a while, so we took some guitars up top and played some tunes for people while we were waiting it out. And at 5 or 6 in a row. And we never would have tried it otherwise, but it went well, and we played some versions of the songs and went, oh, we kind of dig this.
Oh.
Yeah, so
People were really into it.
Yeah, we were mulling it around for a while, and we just did our first acoustic show. I don't see us doing a ton of them, but it was a lot of fun to do, kind of stripped down, and yeah.
Give me an example of something that was particularly funny or weird that happened to you guys on the road.
We were in Missouri playing, and we were told before we even got on the stage that there's a guy out there in the crowd with a kilt on and nothing under it, and he's just sitting there with his legs apart,
no.
one of those,
right in front of the stage.
One of those low lawn chairs, so his knees are up in the air, and you could see it all. And we got up on stage, and right before we started playing, the MC guy comes up and he makes an announcement, and he says, he introduces us, and then he says, oh, and one last note, if you're going to be playing with the balls, keep them away from the stage, because apparently there was an issue with beach balls. But we had just been warned about the kilt guy. I went over, and yep, that was true. There it was. And then I spent the rest of the show kind of swinging back and forth.
You can't not look.
And yelling, balls, at Brandon or whoever.
He did have a Kilmaine Saints shirt on.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, probably the balls show is my favorite one. Because that was also one where we were warned before we came up on stage that it was a very hot day. One of the guys that went on before us had actually passed out in the middle of his performance. So everybody was kind of, everybody was sweating, everybody was hot, and everybody was miserable. And we were told when we got on the stage, this crowd is really hard to work with. We cannot, nobody can make them get up, nobody can get them to do anything. But by the end of our set, we had them up.
There you go.
Moving. So I was particularly happy with that.
All right. Well, I want to thank these guys for coming by. Thank you so much for taking the time. It's really awesome, and I'm looking forward to the next show. Thanks very much. Cheers. Cheers, guys. All right. Catch the Kilmaine Saints at a festival near you, and by all means, look for the acoustic EP and any and all footage coming from the Irish trip. I think it's going to be freaking awesome.
There's still time to sign up if you want to go.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And as I mentioned, their YouTube channel has great sampling of their music, Spotify especially. Check out Spotify. And, of course, go and give them a like and a follow on Facebook. All right. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thanks for watching our video, guys. If you liked it, be sure to give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more Celtic content from us, hit the subscribe button, and when the bell icon appears, hit the bell to be notified when we come out with new videos. Have a great day, and Slán Java.